Hello and welcome to RubyRadar TV. Inspirational is a word that gets bandied about a lot, I know that, but I really can't think of any other way to describe this woman, the beautiful Annie Crawford sitting next to me. Now, Annie is single-handedly really responsible for raising over $11.5 million for cancer charity, Cure Cancer Australia, as well as getting over 7,000 people to triathlon fitness level and changing their lives in the process as well. For this very reason, Annie has been awarded the Medal for the Order of Australia. She's also the recipient of many other honours and awards, as well as the Ambassador for Opportunity International and Africa Tikkun. To know more about Annie's work and the Can2 charity, you can check out the interview that we did with Annie on our blog on RubyRadar, or go to can2.org.au. So, because that information is so abundant and easily accessible, today is all about getting a little bit inside the mind of Annie the woman and find out what inspires her and makes her so brilliant, and what advice she may have for somebody wanting to go in such vast and inspirational footsteps to make a similar contribution back. So, Annie, thank you again for coming.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for asking me.
Great. So, business always entails a degree of sacrifice and risk. So, what has been the biggest risk that you took in your career or your path, and how has it paid off for you?
Well, I think for me, deciding to set up Can2 was probably the biggest risk I've taken in my career. While it's not a paid position, the risk was that nobody would even come along to Can2 in the first place. The risk was going along to the Macquarie Group Foundation and saying, are you prepared to back me and back what I'm thinking about doing? The risk was getting together with Cure Cancer Australia and putting myself out there and saying, I'm offering this program that's going to get people fit and healthy, and they're going to raise a whole lot of money for Cure Cancer Australia. But the risk was that they would, no one would even turn up. And the amazing thing is that they did, and they liked it, they loved it. And while you were very kind and said I'm single-handedly responsible for raising $11.5 million, I'm actually not. It's our Can2ers that have raised this incredible amount of money for cancer research. So in terms of whether it's paid off, yeah, the risk has paid off 10,000-fold, because we've raised enough money to fund over 95 young researchers in the early stages of their career into cancer research. We've got over 7,000 people, as you said, fit and healthy and achieving goals they never imagined they could achieve, such as run a half marathon, swim in an ocean swim for the first time, run a marathon, 4K, or now even do triathlons. And at the same time they're giving back. So it's been an incredible journey for me personally as well.
Yeah. And so in terms of your personal journey, you've mentioned so much there, but what's been the pinnacle, the proudest moment to date?
Look, I think really looking back, probably the day that our first program, we had our first program, and those 54 people ran across the finish line, and of the Blackmores Marathon, half marathon and 10K. It was a sense of incredible elation for me and pride that they had done it, and that this first program had succeeded, and watching them with that sort of elation, relief and pride in what they'd achieved. And they also raised $105,000 for Cure Cancer Australia. It's probably one of those moments that I'll never forget. Yeah, it was wonderful, and it continues on, those those moments of excitement. But that first time, it's pretty special.
Yeah, that's very beautiful. So for somebody that wanted to perhaps follow in your footsteps and reach that first moment themselves, what advice would you give someone?
I'd say be prepared to take a risk. You can't die of fear. Face your fears early in life, because they only get bigger if you don't. And I waited way too long to face my fears. I think, the biggest thing is to believe in yourself, be prepared to take a risk. And the worst thing that can happen is that it doesn't work out, but you've still given it your best shot. You can live half a life and never take a risk, or you can live a full life and be prepared to take a risk. And that's the advice I'd give people.
Okay. And so in terms of advice, you said your own courage for taking risks and finally starting to do it. Who have been some people that may have inspired you in your life, and what advice did they give you to give you wings and courage?
You know, it's really funny because in some ways it's probably not the answer you're thinking I'm going to give you, but my husband Simon, who now we've been together we've been married for 25 years, and he's an incredibly talented person and has achieved a lot as well and taken risks and done a lot of these things in his life. But I think he also was a person that said to me, you know, believe in yourself and be prepared to give it a go, and he supported me 100% with Can2 and, you know, helping me undergo my own personal transformation. So it's probably odd, but he really has been incredibly integral to me doing what I've done.
Well, that is really beautiful, and of course at RubyRadar we value the the power of partnership. And so in your journey in life, you have kids. What have you learned about love and relationships, and
well,
how do we have what you have, Annie?
I think I'm an incredibly blessed person. I really, really am. I think a life without love is really it's a meaningless life. It sounds trite, but I'm incredibly lucky that my husband and I, Simon, we have a fantastic relationship. We are sort of in love, but we also love each other. But I think you also give what you get, and I think that's karma. And I think if you're prepared to give and love, you know, people and friends and family, you're going to get it back. And I've been blessed in my life with having a fantastic husband, 3 incredible kids. They're in their 20s now, but I love them. I tell them every day I love them, and they tell me, and my extended family and friends. I'm a very blessed person.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Well, in terms of creating more blessed people, and why we really wanted to get you in here today is the Can2 concept is so relevant and appropriate to our viewers in terms of the personal gratification of fitness, and it's such an antidote to the corporate lifestyle. And I saw in your newsletter you've started lunchtime training. So for those that want to get involved, maybe run their first marathon, or maybe they want to do their bid for charity and combine it, where can people start? What words of encouragement would you give towards that first step to join you on the Can2 path?
Well, they can either come and join Can2, which is just go to our website, which, as you said, is www.can2.org.au, or you could start running and getting fit with one of the wonderful people that you meet through RubyRadar. Really, there's many ways to go to finding your passion. Can2 is only one of them. RubyRadar may well be the other.
Beautiful. I think there's room for everything on there.
I think there is too, absolutely.
So there you have it, guys. A journey of fitness, courage, love, and beautiful philanthropy. Thank you so much, Annie, for coming and sitting with us.
It's a pleasure.
We look forward to following your journey.
Thank you for having me.